Hello and welcome to today's October 8th second stimulus check update and second stimulus package update. Today I will be covering the current state of the stimulus relief package negotiations between Pelosi and Steve Mnuchin. If you're a subscribed member of my community, then welcome back. And if you're not, consider subscribing right now. Okay, now the stimulus negotiations have started up again between House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Secretary of Treasury Steve Mnuchin. Remember, Trump called for a stop right now and then wanted a standalone bill and has now given Mnuchin the okay to start negotiating again. It is President Trump who is pushing for a $1,200 stimulus check as a standalone bill so that money can go direct to the people immediately, according to his words. Now, this is Trump's second call. Tuesday, he made a call for it. On Wednesday morning, he also made a second call for the standalone bill for stimulus checks. He even tweeted, "Move fast. I am waiting to sign." So it seems that there is significant urgency from the president to get these stimulus checks out to the people. For many, many months now, and I would know because I've been covering this, Trump has said that he wants to see money go to the people. We know that he has hangups with sending money for states that have issues with their pension plans or had issues with their budgeting before the lockdown. What he wants to see is money go to the people or to the states for issues they have specifically to do with the coronavirus and not before the coronavirus. Now, Nancy Pelosi is now publicly telling the American people that the president isn't thinking clearly. She said on a phone call with the Democratic Party, "Steroids have an impact on your thinking, so I don't know." So she's starting to speculate that maybe the drugs are interfering with his ability to think clearly. Republicans are saying that's nonsense. Now, in my video yesterday, I said that getting a stimulus check direct to the people would make both parties look good. However, I am reading that many Democrats are saying they won't even consider voting for a standalone bill at this point because it could make President Trump look good going into the election. Instead, they are backing Nancy Pelosi in a continued push for the $2.2 trillion bill that she is championing, right? On the Republican side, most Republicans are open to the idea of another stimulus check, but have been clear that $2.2 trillion is simply too high. Mnuchin, who works for the Trump administration and is Secretary of Treasury, has said that he is open to negotiations and is in fact having those right now with Nancy Pelosi, but feels that the $1.6 trillion number is more appropriate and that other bills can be looked at down the road as more need comes up, right? So he just wants to get something done now for the people, and then if there's more need down the road, they'll address it then. So that's kind of where we're at right now. Now, after spending 3 days negotiating on a standalone bill, Nancy Pelosi has pulled the plug on a standalone bill for the airlines. It's not crystal clear if she stopped because of it looking bad for putting forward a standalone bill for the airlines instead of for the American people, or if it's from mounting pressure from other industries. For example, the restaurant industry is now starting to make a lot of noise saying, we also need a standalone bill. So it could be the fact that it might create too many demands for a standalone bill, or just that she doesn't want to do one and instead wants to push for a more comprehensive bill. Well, as of right now, Mnuchin and Pelosi have set these standalone bills to the side and will continue to negotiate on a comprehensive package that ranges between $1.6 trillion and $2.2 trillion. Now, I know some of you, including myself, have thought to yourself, I sure wish I could be a fly on the wall of these behind closed door stimulus package negotiations. Well, a fly did show up, but instead of going to the stimulus negotiations, ended up at the vice presidential debate. The fly landed on Vice President Pence's head instead of going to the negotiations. Now, the vice presidential debate between Pence and Harris was last night. I hope you had a chance to watch it. I was able to catch it from the very beginning all the way to the end. I was on the edge of my seat. I felt that both of them did a better job than the first presidential debate. There was a little bit of interruption and talking over each other, but for the most part, I think both candidates were able to present their party and their candidates' opinions and plans for the future. I did run a poll on my community tab asking who you felt won. 59% said Pence, 41% said Harris, but many of you in the comments said that it was the fly in Vice President Pence's hair that was the real winner and will be the only thing that people remember years from now about the debate. I think that this fly is probably the most famous fly in the world. All right, now speaking of debates, President Trump has said that he will not be attending the second presidential debate if it's going to be done virtually. The second debate, as you know, is typically a town hall style debate where the candidates can interact with each other more. They're able to walk around, and they usually field questions from the audience or that come in through the internet beforehand. President Trump has said that if the Biden campaign is going to change the rules to protect Joe Biden, then Trump would rather spend his time campaigning to the American people. Now, the Minneapolis Federal Reserve Bank president, Neil Kashkari, on Wednesday said, in conjunction with other central bank leaders, that there is an absolute need for more government aid. Kashkari said that without more fiscal aid, the downturn could get much worse. A few days ago, Jerome Powell of the Federal Reserve said that there is a low chance of overdoing it with more stimulus, but a great chance of underdoing it and actually making the economy worse. President Trump actually retweeted this news report and said, "This is true." So I think the president knows that something needs to be done. I think Republicans know that something needs to get done. I think that Democrats know that something needs to get done. I just wish they would get it done, right? So this is my update for today. As I know more, I will share more. As a favor to me, would you mind giving this video a like? That way YouTube will share it with others. Now, immediately following the publishing of this video, I'll be heading to a movie studio here in Salt Lake City, Utah. I've been invited to be involved in a docuseries on money, surviving the new economy, and how best to handle your money going forward. It's a great honor to be invited. And once that becomes public, I will definitely let my community know so that you can go and watch that and learn that information and see what I said. Now, I just want to remind you that you are amazing. I really do appreciate you being in my community. As I know more, I'll share more, but I'll see you on the next video.